Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to Big Screen Energy. I'm your host H, and with me is
Big Mike from Big Mike's Real Reviews.
all right, and we are chugging right along in the August. Man, look, it's hard to believe summer's almost over already.
Right, because we were so looking forward to July, which was a great month for movies.
Yeah,
But now, just to think that it's over, it's like mind blowing.
it's August. It's already August. Well, we're 7 or 8 days already. I'm like, slow down.
Yeah,
it'll be
for real.
it'll be Halloween before you know it.
I know.
So today we are going to talk about the Naked Gun. And I know a lot of people probably will pass on it, but we're going to give you our thoughts on it. It might kind of like what I was saying to you last week. Actually, kind of get myself prepared for this movie, I went on ahead and started back watching Angie Tribeca,
Okay.
because Angie Tribeca kind of does the same thing. And before I give you my thoughts, I want to throw it over to you really quick. Get your thoughts. What did you think of this latest iteration?
So I really love the original Naked Gun series. I'm also a big fan of the older parody movies like
Yeah.
Airplane, Naked Gun one, Naked Gun, what, two and a half, 33 and a third. I even love
Uh,
like Hot Shots
Hot
Part
Shot.
Two. Yeah,
Yeah.
like all those classic ones, like I was really a big fan of. So I was pretty excited about this one, but I was a bit optimistic because I was like, okay, well, they've tried to do this before. Is this going to fall flat or what? But I will have to say I was pleasantly surprised because
Yeah.
even though they did play homage to like, the older Naked Gun movies by making them like, of course, all like sons or juniors of the original cast,
Yeah.
they still had a lot of their own jokes, a lot of their own, gags and stuff like that, that separated them from the originals, but it was actually still funny. And I
Yeah.
was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. I agree. Now, when I first heard that it was coming out, for me, it was a lot of side eye. Like, okay, why are we doing this? And then I saw the trailer, and then I thought to myself, please don't let the trailer be the movie.
Right. And it
Because
wasn't.
Right, because based on when this is coming out in August. This is after all the big blockbusters are out of the way.
Yep.
This easily could have been a throwaway movie, and
Oh, of
I have
course.
to agree. And you know what? Now I was bringing up the whole Angie Tribeca thing. Let me sidebar really quick. So we went to go see it yesterday. We went to go. Oh, we went over to Magic Johnson Theater, um, which surprisingly for Wednesday was pretty. Had a nice crowd. Had a nice sized crowd.
Oh, okay.
Now,
All right.
the one thing I didn't particularly like, because it happens to me, we were young too. We had a couple of kids. It was about four of them. Late teens, maybe yeah. I'm gonna say late teens.
Yeah.
I'm not even give them the credit that they was in their 20s, but they came in there and they laughed and giggled and talked. And I think maybe within 30 minutes, somebody went and said something, and the people from the theater kind of pulled up on, was like, "Hey, chill out." But here's where I'm going with this though, because I think they came, said something to them. The kids got quiet for a while, and then I think 20 minutes later they got and left on their own. The reason why I bring that up is this: one thing about these movies, television shows, whatever have you. I'm not going to say you have to be smart, but you have to be up on stuff. And the reason why I say it like that is the gags, every little thing that they throw out. Sometimes you can't watch like what's going on right here. Sometimes it's what's going over there.
Right.
Like for instance, the one scene when Pamela Anderson's character was having, they were at the bar having dinner with the guy, and she was telling Frank to go get into the room. So while she's talking to the guy, there's a brawl going on in the background.
Right. Exactly.
You
You
know,
have
it's
to be very observant, and that goes back to, like I said, like the original parody movies. You
right,
had to pay attention to everything going on in the scene because
right,
half of the gags weren't what you were supposed to be paying attention to.
right. And the reason why I say that is this generation they don't pay attention. Let's just call it.
No.
There's a lot of them don't pay attention, and I really looked at this was definitely something for, you know, not necessarily older. Well, you could say an older audience, but a more
Right.
observant audience that was used to these kinds of things, because that's also, when you think about it, it's part of the reason why Angie Tribeca didn't last this long. Like, yeah, it got 3 seasons,
Yeah.
but you know, changing tastes. And put it this way, if Angie Tribeca had come out at a much earlier time, it probably would have gotten a longer run.
Right.
You
But
know,
see, to caveat off of what you said too, I think a lot of times, especially now, when people are even like, say they're streaming at their house. Like
right.
for me, if I'm streaming, I put my phone down, right?
That's why I was about to go with that.
And I want
Yeah.
to pay attention to because I don't want to miss anything, but that's me because we're older, right? But if you notice, a lot of the newer generation, they'll put on something and still be on their phone and still be talking or whatever and doing different things. You're missing half of the stuff. They think they can just listen to what's going on, but especially in a parody movie, that it's mostly sight gags. Right. So you can't just listen to it, or you can't not pay attention.
And the thing is, with this movie too, the stuff was coming left and right.
Yes, it was nonstop.
Right. It was
every scene had sight gags and sight gags outside of what you're supposed to be paying attention to.
Right. And again, the other thing was, if you weren't up on certain things, it completely went over your head.
Right. So again, like, I don't want to say too much, but like, there was a TiVo gag, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the other things. A lot of the younger generation isn't even going to know what a TiVo is.
Right.
Let alone why it was funny and why he told her not to do what she did and why he was so mad that she did what she did and why what happened after she did what she did made him so mad. So like for us, it was told like, oh my God, yes, like I totally get it. But for a lot of the younger folks, they were like, well, first of all, what the fuck is a TiVo?
Right. The from the Cosby estate.
Yeah. Oh, and when she was spitting it out. Man, I laughed uncontrollably loud in the theater on that gag. Yeah. Like, I'm not even kidding.
I will say this, the missed opportunity, because I kind of figured this was going to happen, because this was in the trailer. Remember in the trailer where all the guys was crying at the pictures of their deceased dads and stuff? Yeah, and of course, and I was hoping so much that guy was going to be used in the movie, and that was the one only time. I'm like,
they at least should have had him in the movie doing something else other than even if like he drove by in a white Bronco.
That part.
You see, like that would have been really funny.
Slowly. Remember, slowly in a white Bronco.
Yes, exactly.
and here's the hoping that maybe there's a part 2.
Yeah.
Because it from what I'm hearing right now, it's doing decent numbers at the box office. So maybe
I mean, it couldn't have cost that much to make. It had to be a very cheap film to make. Also, it's well reviewed, even by audiences and critics alike. It's well reviewed.
And part of the reason behind that too, which I didn't realize until I saw the end credits, is that Seth MacFarlane, I believe, is EP on this movie.
Yes.
So that made a lot of sense.
And also what I did appreciate is, even like, I stayed through the credits, and even though like, the gag at the end of the credits wasn't super funny or anything, but there's gag, if you actually pay attention to the credits, even in the credits, there are gags. Like, there's not real people's names. There's not real like jobs. There are gags even in just the written credits.
Yeah.
It's genius, but that's how they used to do those old parody movies. Everything was a gag. Everything.
Right. And shockingly enough, now here's the thing, because I don't know when they filmed this.
Okay.
But shockingly enough, they did not really have any gags that really push the bounds of things that's going on currently.
No.
Which I feel like is a plus, because that kind of makes this movie timeless.
Yes.
Because the thing of it is with some of the some of the parody movies and stuff, if it's too much rooted in whatever's going on currently at that time, you
Yep.
know, and again, coming back to the Cosby joke and coming back to the TiVo joke, those are things that happened within the past couple of years that you could kind of,
Yeah,
but
that
if,
go over
if
your
if
head a
they
little
did
bit.
something with Trump and you try to watch this 20 years from now, shoot.
Yep. Yep. But
So,
yeah,
yeah,
I think they struck a good balance with this one. It was still like, okay, like the running joke in this movie was what? The coffee, right?
coffee.
Like everyone's gonna know what coffee is and coffee being handed to cops, right?
Yep.
So every 5 minutes they're like being handed coffee by anybody anywhere at any time. Even like driving
Literally.
full speed on a highway, a hand comes in the window and it's like, here's
Coffee.
your coffee.
Here's your coffee.
And he's going like 50 miles an hour on the freeway.
And the other thing, and again, you have to pay attention, the plot device.
Oh, dude, that killed me. The entire like thing of the movie the bad guy had was literally called a plot device. Oh, that come on, man, that's genius. It's genius.
Oh, wait. What do you think of Cody Rhodes being in the movie?
Man, again, there was a lot about this movie that I was pleasantly surprised about, that I was like, if they actually start to make good parody movies again, well, this is how you start making those good parody movies again.
Right. So yeah,
I feel like Scary Movie killed the parody franchise because they just like they went too hard and it stopped being funny.
Right. It's like
because,
after the second one,
like you said, they were taking too many like references that's going on right now, and it was just like it literally was just all references to what's going on now.
Right.
And that's not how parody movies are supposed to be. It's supposed to be very clever. You don't just say, oh, let's just make fun of everything that's going on right now in the news. That's not how you do it.
Right. Because I feel like with the very first Scary Movie, it didn't age well because everything from like 1995 to 1998 at that present time when the movie was made sense. But you try to watch it now, like for me, it's still funny because we were around. Yeah. But somebody coming up and watching, like, it's not going to make a lot of sense.
I still think the first Scary Movie was still
good though.
It's still I feel like it still holds up because it was still more so just a parody of the first Scream.
Teenage Slashers, yeah.
Right. For the most part. For the most part, they picked a lane, which was Scream 1 for the most part, and stuck to that.
Yeah. But by the time they got around to 3, and I think they did 5.
You know what? Once the Wayans were not involved, it went down.
It just jumped off a cliff. It was like, okay, y'all can stop now. No, we're not stopping. Like, yes, y'all really should stop.
Yep.
So, yeah. But this is definitely, if I wouldn't necessarily say if you don't have anything else better to see, if you don't have anything really pressing that you want to see, you should check this out.
Oh, definitely. Like matinee, whatever, if you can get $5 movie, whatever, it's worth going to the theater and just like having a laugh.
Yeah,
definitely worth it.
To really just unplug and just have something to laugh at. All the performances were good. I was really, I mean, Liam Neeson and Pam. You know, this is the thing I've been meaning to kind of put a peg in. It's kind of weird looking at Pam Anderson now, knowing that she was one of the Baywatch babes back in the day. Now she's somebody's grandma.
Yeah, that is true. But what's funny is, I would never think Liam Neeson would be a good choice for this. But but his deadpan delivery is actually what sold it.
Yeah.
Because he's not very comedic, which was why I was like, I don't think this is a good idea. But it was actually the best idea because he's so just deadpan. That's what works. That's what sells it, because that's just the way they were trying to portray it anyway, is where he's so serious in shit that's so stupid. That's what makes it funny.
Exactly. Exactly. Because you know what's really off-putting is the fact that Leslie Nielsen really did up a lot of these movies back in the day.
Yes.
And if you never paid attention, you would have thought that's all he did.
But
However,
Leslie Nielsen did have a very good comedic, like he was very comedic.
right.
If you look at even stories behind Leslie Nielsen, like he never went anywhere without his little fart machine.
Uh-huh.
That he would always pull gags on, like in during parties, during interviews. He always had this little fart machine box that he took with him everywhere. Like
This is
he
why,
was very much more comedic than Liam Nielsen.
but this is why I want to
But
throw at you.
yeah, but
There's
Liam
an
Nielsen,
episode of Kojak. There's an episode of Kojak
okay.
way back in the day.
Who
Matter of
loves
fact,
you,
this
baby?
was the same episode. And Leslie Nielsen was a beast. He was going around punching people, slapping them. I'm like, that's not the Naked Gun guy, is it?
Right.
It is.
Even Airplane, because remember, he was also an Airplane.
Yeah, no, he was still in the comedic element. No, on Kojak, that was a serious role.
Oh, okay.
That was him being serious. That's why they're like, because you're used to seeing him being in these comedic movies, but
Right.
for him to be, I gotta send you a clip. You're gonna look and like,
Okay.
So yeah, check it out, y'all. It was good. It was funny. If you need something to unplug, I enjoyed it. Gina enjoyed it. We all enjoyed it. So we got another one coming up for you all next week. What is it now? Neja Part 2?
Yeah.
And we'll be doing that next week, folks.
Yep.
Other than that, we out.
Later.
Can't see my fingers. There we go. Fingers.